disappears.
Well, Coach, you just faced this team a few days ago, a bit like a playoff series in that regard. What can you glean from that first experience that you can use tonight, or that last experience, not first one?
That LeBron James is pretty good. No, I think they're a hell of a basketball team, and you got to kind of pick your poison. And so I think what we have to do is that we have to give them a little different looks, in some situations and stuff. But it just presents a huge problem with LeBron and the shooters that they have on the floor, and obviously AD. I thought we stayed right in the game. We still have to manage our turnovers. We can't turn the ball over 20 times against this team and expect to win the game. So we got to do a better job with our turnovers. Obviously, we have to do a better job on the offensive, keeping them off the offensive boards. Those are the two big things, and and try to survive big games from one of their superstars. But we have to try to see if we can keep the other guys in check. That's going to be the important thing.
What did you like about how Zion affected AD in that Lakers squad?
Well, I don't know if he affected him, but I like the way that he played. I thought he was very aggressive in his approach and took the ball to the basket. Obviously, he got to the foul line, quite a few times. So, that always helps because it gets us into a bonus situation. I just think he just has to play and basically do what he did the last game against them. If they're going to play off, he's had to close the distance and attack and be ready to make the next play. And, we just got to do a better job, like I said, on the boards and turning the ball over. That's going to be the big key.
I know it's not lost on you guys, but I thought it's been pretty underrated in these games against the Lakers how Avery Bradley and Danny Green and Alex Caruso have played our guys out on the perimeter defensively.
I think when you got AD behind you, you can do a lot of things, okay? I mean, obviously, I thought our offense is fine, from the standpoint of moving the basketball and, moving it to the point where we're having assisted baskets. I think that's the main thing. You don't want to get caught up in isolation basketball where you're trying to do individual things. But, they're good defenders. I mean, obviously Danny Green, Caruso and those guys are, but for me and for us, I think moving the basketball and playing in space is the most important thing. And then, obviously, if you're going to drive the ball to the basket, AD is one of the premier shot blockers in the league. We either got to look to drive it with the, physicality, or we got to look to drive it and make plays.
Is it a little frustrating to see them not take care of business last night in Memphis?
I don't worry about them. I don't worry about they're their own team, and Memphis plays their own game. So that's not for us to decide who should win the game and who shouldn't win the game in Memphis. We have to take care of business on our end of the spectrum, and that's the game that we have tonight. To me, if you start depending on teams and counting on teams other than yourself, then you put yourself in a hell of a situation, I think.
When you have so many players that are young and they're your core, and then you have a guy like JJ who's going to be out 2 weeks. He's by far your most decorated playoff player. What is the impact, do you think, of losing him in a sort of a playoff run right in the middle of it?
Well, I think anytime you you lose a veteran player, especially a guy like JJ, he's one of our leaders. But I think you'll see JJ even tonight. He'll be involved in the game just like if he was playing the game. And obviously not having him on the floor in certain situations will have some impact on it. But it also is an opportunity for guys to step up. Guys always talk about playing. Well, there's going to be minutes available now for some guys to play, and you have to step up and you have to do your job in those situations.
Is there anybody in particular that you think you have to lean on a little bit more with JJ being out?
Not really. I mean, we're just going to play the guys, and obviously everybody move up and play a few extra minutes here and there. But, the reason we have depth and the reason we try to put together a deep team is for these situations like this.
Yeah, I know you're not looking as far ahead, but from a psychological standpoint, is it important to get a win against a team that you might play in the playoffs in the regular season?
No. I hope we are playing them in the playoffs, so it doesn't matter, if we have a win or not. What we're trying to do is get to a playoff situation. So, they're a great basketball team. They got a guy that completely controlled the game the last time. But you know what? He's been doing that for the last 17 years, so it's not anything new. You just got to try to find a way to, disrupt some of the things that they're doing. And as I said, you just cannot turn the ball over against these guys because it's like, it's like giving away 2 points.
The games that I've seen, it seems like JJ would come in for Zion in the first quarter. Do you have to rearrange how you sub and when Zion goes out just because you've lost JJ?
We've already worked that out, and we're fine with the way it's going to be, I think.
And then
Are you asking me to tell you? That's not going to
February.
happen. That's not going to happen, okay?
Are you expecting a playoff type atmosphere tonight?
Oh, yeah. I mean, obviously they got a great following. They've always had a great following. So, there'll be a lot of people in the stands. But I think we'll have a great crowd here. We have a tendency to have a really, when we play these games, our crowd has been sensational. So I don't expect for it to be any other way. And, what we have to do is that we have to give them reasons to cheer, I think.
And obviously you guys trust Drew in just about any matchup, but LeBron with that size advantage over them, how much you have to balance trusting Drew with those one-on-one situations and also center help so he's not kind of on the island right.
I think we've covered that in the game plan and what we're going to try to do. I think we got that covered. All right.
Thank you.
You got to make sure you